I had low expectations when I bought the game Flatout for $1.19 on Zoom platform, and it quickly went from low expectations to my new favorite racing game. Before we go any further, I want to quickly mention that this game had some weird compatibility issue with my screen recorder and caused the video quality to be not the best. My apologies. Where to start with this game? I think the soundtrack, filled with various rock and metal tunes. As a metalhead, it really helped grab my attention and keep me absorbed in the game, and I'd say the OST accounts for at least 35% of the Flatout experience. And while there aren't any big name artists on the lineup, in fact I had never heard of any of the musicians on Flatout, you're bound to enjoy it if you're a fan of rock. Next up, I would like to mention that this game is not listed on Zoom as having controller support, but I played it with an Xbox One controller and it worked just fine. Zoom is a DRM-free game retailer, by the way, similar to GOG. Alrighty, onto the gameplay itself. There's not too much to say about the main story mode. Demolition derby like racing, and you need to finish in third or better in every race in order to progress. And unlike some racing games where you drift to earn nitro or a turbocharge, on Flatout you hit small obstacles or damage other cars to earn some boost, which was fun and really added to the chaos of the game. Just don't hit things at too high of a speed or you might crash. Also, shortcuts are scattered around the tracks, which you can use, but your AI opponents cannot, giving you a bit of an edge when these are present. And yeah, not much else to say about the gameplay here. The steering took me a little bit of getting used to, but it wasn't too hard. The story mode itself doesn't have an actual story, but it does have 3 cups, which each have different classes of cars. And while you can only own one vehicle at a time, you can play any cup with any vehicle class. So if you wanted to grease things up a little bit, you could go back to earlier races with a really beefed up ride from late in the game and totally dominate your competition. And speaking of rides, cars are purchased from the dealer, and all have different weights and base horsepowers, and I generally tried to get a heavier and more powerful car versus a lighter one, and you purchase new cars and vehicle upgrades like better engines and tires with money earned from races and from destroying obstacles. But back to gameplay, in addition to the normal races, you also have a challenge mode, which consists of a demolition derby, where you need to smash all of the competitors and be the last car standing. Choosing a heavy car definitely helps here. You also had a time trial mode, in which you tried to complete a race as quickly as possible without the use of nitro. Or you could just practice the tracks. There were also a couple special tracks apart from the story mode, which were fun but challenging. The final game mode was some throw your driver mode, where you attempt to crash your ride and send your character flying as far as possible while receiving a grade for how far you chucked that person. That's how it was supposed to work, I think. It was either glitched or I couldn't fully figure it out. Still an interesting game mode. Graphically, the Zoom platform remaster looks great, but again, my screen recorder lowered the quality for some unexplained reason. Overall, I think I give Flatout a 9 out of 10 by my grade scale. I am not a huge fan of racing games, but this one blew my mind, and I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to playing the sequel at some point. As far as similar games I'd suggest, maybe Wreckfest. I've seen other people make that comparison as well. I'd like to note that while this game is also available on Zoom platform's Steam page, its normal price there is $7.50 versus being $6 on Zoom, and the Zoom version also comes with a MP3 download of the OST, plus the Zoom version is DRM free, making that the better option if you want to buy it on PC. Anyways, that's all from me for today. A shorter video, I know, but sometimes shorter reviews are good. Thanks for watching. Always remember that God loves you, and none of my content is made by AI. I do not consent to my voice, gameplay footage, and likeness being replicated by AI in any way, shape, or form. I hope everyone has a great day. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.